Hey guys, I'm Erik Peterson, and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for skillofattraction.com. And today's coaching video is called With Low Attraction Comes Excuses. Now, as many of you know, these coaching videos is when one of you guys writes into me, and if I think it's a question that would be beneficial to my viewers and my subscribers, I answer your question in a video. And in this email, this guy writes in, he does sound quite young, and he is having problems with this girl that he met a few months ago, and things started off really well, but when they finally went on a date, she started pulling away and saying that the relationship is moving too fast. So I'm going to go through his email and see where he could clean things up a bit. And there's lots of areas where he needs to tighten up his game. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. All you have to do is head over to my website at skillofattraction.com, click on the contact tab, and shoot me a message from there. All I ask is that you keep your questions and messages to me rather short and to the point, really just 1 to 2 paragraphs max. Otherwise, I'm just not going to have time to get through it all. But I will get back to you as soon as I can in either a written response or a video response like I'm doing today, where I will keep your personal information private. But I do have to take care of my paying clients first. So if you're just a little patient, I will usually get back to you in about 2 weeks or so, give or take. But if you need to get in touch with me right away, or you want to dive deeper into your situation, the best way to do that is, again, head over to my website at skillofattraction.com, click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see I have several options for you to choose from. I offer emergency email coaching that includes a response from me on weekends and holidays. And I also offer bi-weekly and monthly email coaching where I will work with you throughout that time period. And additionally, I offer phone coaching for my U.S. clients. Now, if you're outside of the U.S., I will have something for you guys in terms of phone or Skype coaching sometime in the future. But for right now, email coaching is the way to go. And I will post a link to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. So let's get on to his email. He says, so I met this girl and we hit it off right away, and we were talking for 3 months. I couldn't date right away because of sports, but we always talked about what we planned to do with our relationship. Well, first of all, you were talking to her 3 months without a single date. I mean, I get it that you were busy, but in 3 months, you couldn't make time for 1 or 2 dates. It seems a little strange to me. Because by doing this, you're really setting the tone that this relationship is going to be over the phone, which means you're going to have difficulty making dates in the future and ultimately, obviously, getting laid. So she's learning everything about you over the phone and not face to face, which is really going to kill a lot of the mystery and challenge for her. Plus, you're talking about a relationship that you don't even really have yet, since you haven't been on a date up until this point. He continues, so she was into it. Anyways, day before we met on our first date, her best friend claimed he was still in love with her, and she felt super guilty about it. However, she has no feelings for him other than friendship. So basically, he's a textbook male orbiter. He pretended to be her friend, and as soon as he got wind that you were in the picture, he likely got angry and laid some big guilt trip on her. Now, guys, if you're pulling this sort of crap, it will not work the way that you hope it will. I mean, women have no respect for men that try to go the friendship route and try to pretend like they're being their friend in order to get into their pants. It never works out the way that you think it will. It sounds like a good idea in your head, but trust me, it does not work. He continues here, before our first date, we talked about getting intimate. Again, you talked about it before you even went on your first date. I mean, while it's good to get any woman talking about sexual things as it puts the idea of sex into her head, it's never a good idea to discuss plans to get intimate. I mean, women are emotional creatures and they have to feel it. I mean, talking about facts, figures, plans with with her when it comes to something like sex will do absolutely nothing in terms of building and raising her attraction level for you. In fact, it's going to end up boring the crap out of her and eventually turn her off completely. Instead, you want to be sexually evocative to get her into the mood. He says, but I didn't realize that her sadness for her friend changed that fact. So we were on my bed watching a movie. I hope that wasn't your first date after 3 months of talking. I mean, I do have a video called How to Make Dates Fun and Exciting, which I highly suggest that you watch, because sitting on your bed watching a movie is fine once in a great while if you've been with a girl for quite a while, but your first date or even first few dates, that's a big no-no. He continues, and I decided to make a move and kiss her, and she pulled away. This confused me a lot, and it was on the back of my mind for the rest of the day. It was still a very fun day, but we ended up getting into an argument that night. Well, most likely, her pulling away upset you, and you began to act a little different, and this only caused her to begin to test you, which you weren't prepared for, and it quickly escalated into an argument. And you can't let any woman pulling away from you, especially when it comes to sex or any kind of physical intimacy, to affect you. And most likely, why she pulled away is either she just wasn't feeling it, or this was what we call last minute resistance, which almost all women experience before the first time that they sleep with a guy. They're really into it, and at the last minute they're like, I don't know if I should be doing this. Now, and when girls do this, you just simply back off, and you can't take it personal, and just start heating things back up again a little later. I mean, women can sense these sort of things. They can sense it when you're upset about these sort of things, and it just makes her question if she's making the right choice with you or not. So she begins to test you. And if you've seen my other videos about women testing you, this is almost always subconscious on their part. I mean, sometimes it's conscious, but most of the time it's subconscious. She's not thinking, okay, well, he's upset about me not wanting to have sex with him, so now I'm going to start testing him. It's not like that. It just starts to happen automatically. He continues here. She said that she thought she was ready for a relationship, but it all felt too real, too quick, and she said she needed to take some time. Well, this is another area that I've done a couple videos on in terms of when a woman feels that the relationship is moving too fast. It's usually because you're pushing things by being a little too focused on a relationship with her, when really all you had to do was just focus on having some fun with her and slowly escalating the physical intimacy. He says, we talked about it some more the next day. Again, you're talking about it. And she says when she feels sad, she tends to push people away and shell up, which is what she did with me. Well, really, that's just an excuse, dude. I mean, she may actually believe that, but that's just her trying to rationalize why she wasn't feeling it with you. And that's really what it boils down to. She wasn't feeling it. And a lot of the reasons why she wasn't feeling it with you was because you talked or texted for 3 months before you went on a date. You discussed having a relationship and having sex before you even went on a date. And seemingly your first date was laying on your bed watching a movie. And when you did go to make a move, she rejected you, which upset you and ended up causing drama by the end of the night. I mean, you said you got into an argument. So it wasn't really her sadness that was causing this. It was because she wasn't feeling it. And that's really what it was. He says, we still talk, and it's only been a couple of days since this happened, and we don't flirt a whole lot out of respect for her. You know, I hear so many guys say that it was out of respect for her. And I mean, it's what you want to do, right? And you're not crossing any boundaries or disrespecting her by flirting. I mean, there's really nothing to worry about there. And I mean, yes, you do have to be respectful to some point, but when you're too respectful, it actually turns women off, because women love bold men that take chances and push the boundaries. I mean, obviously you don't want to force yourself on her. I mean, if she says stop, you should stop. But like I said, just don't take it personally and just have a little fun with it, and try to heat things up again a little later. He says, so my question is, do you think I'm going to have to wait for her long term, or just until she gets over her sadness and is ready to open herself back up again, which would take a week or two? Thank you. Sorry for the lengthy message. Well, this email is a couple weeks old already, but no, you don't have to wait long term per se. I mean, really what you want to do is just wait about a week or so and ask her out again. And if she rejects you, just politely accept it and end the conversation. And then in about another week or so, try again. Ask her out again. And if she rejects you this time, then you're not going to initiate any contact with her anymore, and you're certainly not going to ask her out again. So if this is the case, just tell her something like, okay, I understand, so why don't you talk to me when you want to get together? And then you go into no contact. And what I mean by that is you stop initiating contact completely. Let her reach out to you. Don't ignore her, but when she does reach out to you, just keep the conversation brief. Have fun with it. Be playful, be positive, be upbeat, but end the conversation shortly afterwards, unless she is trying to arrange a date with you. And just remember that women often use excuses that seem perfectly logical to us. They make sense. I mean, her telling you that she was sad about her friend being in love with her, I mean, that makes sense to us. It's like, well, okay, well, that makes sense. We'll try it again some other time. But that was really just an excuse. I mean, the truth is, if she were feeling it for you, she would have been all over you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you would have been having sex with her, but there would have been definitely some sort of makeout sessions on some level. Because a high attraction level trumps everything. If she was feeling it very strongly for you, her friend being sad, or her being sad about her friend, would have had very little effect on her, if at all. She, like I said, she would have been all over you. And when they give you these excuses, it simply means that you're screwing up somewhere along the line, and it's turning her off. So you have to be aware of those things and pay attention so you can adjust your game accordingly and take things from there. So if you guys have found this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, and for you to share it with any of your friends and family. And I would also really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below and tick that little bell symbol next to it so you get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And in the description down below, not only will I have a link to both my contact page and my coaching page, but I also have a link to PayPal if you deem this video worthy of a donation. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.